of stuff that I needed to get done now so it can be finished by the end of the year. So just business strategizing and just planning, man.
Yeah. What are we going to see in London, man? What are we going to see in the UK?
Bro.
We need you over here, man. We need you.
I promise you. I've thought about this a couple times. Like, why haven't I had a London? The last time I've been close to like Germany. That's the closest I've been there. That's been like 8 years ago.
Okay.
So man, I don't know any promoters in London. You know, if I made contact with a promoter, that'll make it easy. I can put them in touch with my agent.
Yeah.
And we can get the ball rolling.
Do you know what? I'm gonna find a promoter. We gotta have you over here. We gotta have you over here.
I got an audience, man. I have
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You do. Absolutely. Like half of my guys, like I hadn't even told them that I'm speaking to you, but
yeah.
when next time we see each other and I show them this clip, they're gonna lose their mind. They're like, how, what, where? I'm like, listen, won't God do it? Won't He do it? Won't He do it? Right? So I've been following you for a while now. Me and my wife, we just love the comedy, like the stuff you do, especially when you do it with your kids and stuff like that. It's you know, and you've been doing it so much with them. We've seen them grow a little bit as well. You know what I mean? We've seen you go from strength to strength, go through adversity, overcome things. So to be honest, like, you not only as a great comedian, you're a very inspirational figure as well, worldwide wise. You know what I'm saying? I got cousins in Sierra Leone, in West Africa that know you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's like, yo, I'm like, why we haven't had delay in the UK? Like, what's going on? Like, delay needs to be here.
Hey man, we're gonna put that in the universe right now, man. I'm coming to the UK in 2022. We're gonna put it in the universe right now.
We're gonna put it in the universe, and I'm gonna go make the phone call for the universe and get some freaking promoters to get in touch with you, because we need delay over here because they don't have a clue how funny you are. You know what I mean? Like, you had half, even I'll be walking down in London and people be doing take it in challenges. I'm just like, wait. Because I be thinking me and my guys are the only ones that know who you are, but going to the barbershop, they be doing take it in videos, and I'm just like, you know what? He needs to get to London. He needs to get to London. You know what I mean?
We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. Man, I just want to really chop it up with you on I know you mentioned being plant-based a few times, and I just wanted to talk to you and fasting and so forth like that. So I just wanted to get how you stay in shape, because you got a busy schedule, you're all over the place, and as easy as, you know, as a professional, you make comedy look easy, but it is not easy to stand on the stage for an hour making people laugh constantly. You know what I'm saying? So you plant-based, right? How long you been plant-based for?
Well, I switched over. Me and my sons, we did the plant-based diet for 3 years, and then I realized, hey man, it's all about moderation.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want to do if you do it in moderation.
Yeah.
Do I sit back and me and my sons gorge meat all day now that we, not plant-based? No, we do everything in moderation. But we still have our days where we just we'll do 1 day a week of just, fruit or salad. You know what I mean? Just things that we know are healthy. Just giving yourself a break from the norm. No,
absolutely.
And from time to time, like I would do this for a while. I would fast every day in the morning.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll be up at 6 in the morning. I probably won't eat anything until 1.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sleep all night, all day. When I wake up, just water.
Okay. Okay.
At 1 o'clock. Then at 1 o'clock, then I still don't go get a huge meal.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll get something that's light.
Right.
Fish.
Right.
You know what I mean? Something that's just light, but not because you want to just. Your body hasn't had any food in a while. You want to just.
You just want to go for it. Absolutely.
But it's a certain discipline.
Nah, it definitely is. No, sorry. For everyone listening, we're here with Worldwide Delay, extraordinary comedian, talented brother, inspirational author as well, Behind the Smile, so go check that out. So Delay, you're saying, after you fast, technically you were intermittently fasting before intermittent fasting became a big thing, probably. You just, you know what I mean?
That's just something I'll do, just anyway, just make sure that it's a discipline. You know what I mean? It's discipline. That's what it all boils down to. You've been able to say no. You've been able to say, you know what, probably not. Like, for instance, I am a heavy marijuana user. However, like, and guys that, that would come over to my house and hang out with me, they'd be like, what is snacks at? No, man, I'll smoke half a joint and eat an amazing salad. An amazing salad. Or have some fruit there.
How do you do that? How do you even do that?
Now your mind is trained
Yeah.
to just do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you feel like, if you've told your mind, you're like, I need sweets, I'm high.
Yeah.
I need junk in my
Yeah.
body. I need chips, I need chocolate, you told yourself that.
Yeah.
So automatically you're gonna be craving that.
True.
Automatically you're gonna be craving it.
True.
But
Indeed.
you've already got yourself in a habit, into a routine of, okay, when I'm smoking, I automatically go to something healthy. That becomes the norm for you. And again, it's pattern and habit form.
No, absolutely. How long have you been doing it for? Is this something that you had in the past few years? Have you always had that discipline with the food?
No. I started this probably about 4 years ago.
Okay. What was the catalyst for that? What kind of brought that about to decide to be more conscious?
I'm always trying to improve. I always want to improve. Always want to challenge myself. Always want to try to get the best out of myself. And if that calls, the biggest thing that a man can do is resist.
Yeah.
That is the strongest.
Yeah.
That is the strongest thing that you can do as a man, is just sit still and say, you know what? I'm not going to fall slave to this honey bun. I'm not going to fall slave to these snacks. Right. You know what I mean? It's just a mentality.
Yeah.
Once you lock it in, it becomes, that's your pattern. That's your norm.
No, absolutely.
You don't even think of it as doing like, wow, you're doing that healthy. I don't even think about the healthy. I'm doing some healthy shit until you say, hey, man, how do you keep up the healthy lifestyle? I was like, oh, I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all.
I've
made that known. What about when you're on tour? How do you manage? Because that's to be difficult. I mean, before I got into health and fitness and so forth, I was a music publisher. And I used to just think people on tour just eat horrible. So I was like, how is Delay maintaining this when he's on tour with like the likes of Bill Bellamy and so forth like that, with so much going on and so much happening? How do you maintain to say, you know what, I can still keep it, or does it go out the window?
I'm glad you asked. I didn't think you would ask me. That's an amazing question. This is what I do when I go to every city. Whenever I get to the city, I find the local grocery store. I go to the grocery store and I grab all the stuff that I'm going to need for the weekend. I'm going to grab oranges, I'm going to grab apples, I'm going to grab bananas, kiwis, mangoes. I'm going to grab all these things and I'm going to have them right there in my room. I'm going to have it right there. So I don't have to think, I'm being proactive. I don't have to wait until I've built up this appetite. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm ready to eat anything. Nope, I've already got it in place.
Preparation is key.
All the things right there. And then like once or twice throughout the week that I'm there, the weekend that I'm there, I'll find a spot, a restaurant or something to go to. But for the most part, I've got all the healthy stuff that I need right there in the room.
Yeah.
All the waters, I've got all, and that's another thing. Like, we got to be careful of the type of water we put in our bodies. We're just putting anything in our bodies because it looks good.
Yeah. What kind of water are you drinking?
It's marketed to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need, myself personally.
Yeah.
I like Crystal Geyser.
Right.
Spring water. I like Fiji water.
Yeah.
I like Avion.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, all this other, the smart water. And these high-end
designer water.
Hey man, let me just try to put something healthy. And I'm not perfect with my diet.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect.
Right.
But I make sure I do something every day. A push-up, a jumping jack, just getting my arms, just doing something, stretching.
No, absolutely.
I found it's a spot called Stretch Zone.
Right.
It's here in Georgia, and I don't realize how much, because I'm sitting down at the computer sometime, and I'm sitting a lot, or I'm traveling. I'm on an airplane for 4 or 5 hours. My body, especially after coming off of an Achilles injury, my body needs to be loosened up. And just be, I've got to do something. I've got to stay active. I got to keep the heart moving. I got to get the blood flowing.
Absolutely.
All the things that I just incorporate that into a lifestyle. And
absolutely.
Becomes, again, the norm. Yeah,
because I remember when you were going through that injury and you were on crutches, I was like, how was that? Because normally that's the time you add on weight. That's the time the food starts to come in because you can't move. I mean, how are you managing during that time?
During that time, the diet was really easy because I didn't have an appetite.
Okay.
That's when you want to lose your appetite, fall into some kind of pain. you don't want to eat nothing. So I was still, again, that downtime made me stronger mentally.
Yeah.
It made me more, because you can't, when you lose one thing, you're supposed to gain something else.
Yeah, that's a good mentality.
So
Absolutely.
I lose mobility in my leg. Now my mind has to think, okay, what do I need to do mentally to keep myself sane? Because I can't move like I normally do.
True.
What do I need to do to make sure that I can maintain the same diet, the same spirit, the same energy?
Absolutely.
Because I'm not doing my daily normal moving around.
Yeah, exactly.
All these things played a factor in me coming out and after the injury, being who I am today, coming back feeling like, you know what, man, I'm better. I'm bigger than what I was, because it was a strengthening of the mind for me. That's what that period of time was for me.
That's incredible. I mean, just given the fact that for people that know you, you have a very, very interesting past of how you grew up. We know parts of your family. We know Black Owl. We know, your grandma fighting two guys with, when you were young and stuff like that. Because you mentioned mental, how have you managed to progress and evolve beyond being a victim of your circumstance into just this international comic that's just brilliant at what they do? Is it because of where you've come from that's made it like, I want something better for myself and I want my kids to have something better? But how is mental health for you, basically, is what I'm asking. And how do you manage it during your tough times? Because for people that follow you, we've seen you go through up and down.
Yeah, I think I reflect back on my past, but I only reflect back to let me know where I want to go and how far I've come. You know what I mean? And it boils down to an individual has to want more.
Yeah.
You have to want more. Or you can just become a victim of your whole surrounding and your environment and let that be the excuse and let that be the bailout.
Right.
I always knew, I look at it like this. If I see it, I know it's attainable.
Right.
If I see a dude driving a Rolls Royce Phantom, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's got a Rolls Royce Phantom. He is no better than me. He's from the same human race that I'm from.
Right.
So what's the difference? Maybe he was set up properly. Maybe he had a family that taught him financial literacy. Maybe he was structured the right way.
Facts.
It still doesn't. Now it's about drive.
Right.
Now it's about who wants it.
Right.
Who really wants it. And that's a hard mentality to adopt.
Of course.
Because when you come from lack and minuscule resources, you're like, oh man, it's like you always. But once you get into a certain age, you realize, okay, life is about what I'm going to put into what I want. If I've got my mind set on, okay, I want to run a successful business.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a person run a successful business. Nobody around me is
right. Right.
There has to be an individual drive from within to say, you know what, let me jump out and do something that I've never seen anybody around me do, and I believe in me. And I believe another thing, you need a foundation. You need some sort of spiritual foundation, because you can't think you just out here on your own.
Facts. What's your spirituality? What do you practice?
I grew up Christian, but I'm one that just follows and studies different manuals, because I think we're all pretty much boiling it down to one thing: treat people how you want to be treated. Facts.
Absolutely.
So, the Bible, I've read the Bible, I've read the Quran, I've read, I've read these different passages, and I apply it to my life. I don't use the Bible in general terms. I gotta figure out what that means to you.
To you, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I gotta figure out what that is to you.
Absolutely.
And again, you gotta stand on something.
Yeah.
I know some people that are atheists. I'm like, I think that's amazing. How do you feel like you can pull off all this shit by yourself? Like, just you. Think that you have the knowledge just in your little mind.
Right.
To really survive
all of this stuff.
That's way bigger than you. You gotta have something else that you can lean on. I don't want to just lean on D-Lake.
I'm about to say.
You gotta be something bigger.
Yeah, I feel you.
I believe in God. I believe in, really putting a thought in your head.
Absolutely.
Or an idea in your head and manifesting it and really going out and executing it. And on your way out to execute it, you feel like I'm not in this by myself.
Yeah.
There's a bigger force that's driving me as well.
No, absolutely.
And that's what I've always lived on.
I mean, absolutely. I think from what I understand, you were born and raised in New Orleans. Is it New Orleans?
Alexandria, Louisiana.
Louisiana. Coming from that area, and like you mentioned earlier about not having all this, I don't know if you had people in your family that were wealthy or anything like that of that nature. So,
hell no. Let me tell you something. The first wealthy person that I ever saw was Webster.
Seriously?
Webster. But I didn't see him in person. I just saw him on TV, and I was like, oh shit! I wanted to stop growing. I'm like, I don't want to be tall. I want to be
just like.
You usually people this height are rich.
Oh my God!
I want to be Webster height. I want give me Webster length and the height, and I believe I'll be wealthy if I can get it. So, no, I didn't grow up with those with the optics of
seeing all this stuff and
opulent things, and I just had all these ideas in my head. I could see them in my head. I could see myself being in these positions.
Right. So
that's why I was always motivated, no matter what was around me. No matter if I saw something really bad, a shootout, crackhead, smoke. It never distorted what my vision was for my dream. Absolutely.
It
actually fueled me.
I was gonna say.
Okay, I know for sure I'm not gonna do crack. I promise you. I swear to God, I won't do crack. If that's the result, oh hell, no cheating. My hair, no.
Walking 10 miles to every hood.
Oh, I'm out of there. I'm getting out of here.
Dude, that's so funny. I was laughing. I went to my old area, and one of my guys was telling me about some crackhead issue that he was trying to exclude the crackhead and stuff like that. And I said to him, listen, this comedian Dele that's explaining about his aunt, right? About the different. I said, I don't think the crackheads in London are up to scratch. I don't think they're serious about their crackhead. I think the American crackheads are championship level, because I'm like, these crackheads in London are lazy. They're not walking 2 hours to go nowhere. Like, they just.
Oh, see, you know what? I think London got some different crack. If you really want to be addicted, you got to get that American.
You got to get that American.
You got to have the American crack. They know there's another way to do it. I've seen results of American crack. American crack is undefeated.
No, definitely undefeated.
See, it's still crack. It's still crack is crack is not undefeated in London. There's some people, like you said, there's people still ain't walking 2 hours for the crack. For the crack,
yeah. They're still. Our crack over here are bougie. Our crackers they're bougie. They're not trying to. I'm like, you guys are not really serious about this thing. They're Americans though, because from growing up in England, for example, growing up in England, we think Americans are just crazy. We just think everything's at 10. Like, you guys don't do nothing small. So when I've been out to LA or been out to Texas, I was like, everything is on 100 over here. They do not do mediocre stuff. If they're going to cook you a burger, the burger has to be the biggest it can be. If they're going to take you to a party, the party has to be as loud and as massive as it could be. So it's so for the English guys, we love it. We're like, this is different. You know what I mean? This is so different. But when people come over to London, it's a different vibe. Of course, our weather is not as great as LA or parts of Atlanta and stuff like that. So maybe that's why the crackers are like, we're not walking 2 miles, 3 miles to go do this thing.
Again, the crack can't be that strong.
I can't. How do you encourage your two boys on health? How do you have that conversation? How do you encourage them? Because kids don't really like a salad. Yeah. They don't think like their dad's just tripping because they want chocolate. How do you manage to kind of inspire them to do it? How do you do that, to eat healthy?
You know what? Again, my sons, we have such a tight bond. Like, once I set something in motion,
right,
we're going to complete it.